Meenakshi Arora, Research Associate, International School of Business Management, Suresh Gyanpithal University. So today we will discuss about what is the human resource management and why we have human resource management as a paper. Okay, so why do we have HRM as a paper? So as we know, many organizations claims that their employees are their most valuable assets, and for this reason, effective management of human resource is essential for every company. So we know key every organization treat their employee for the most valuable assets of the organization. Okay, so for this reason, the effective management require the effective human resources for the every company. This is a very essential. This is a very necessary for the every company because we know like if we have the all the material, all the main power, all the matter, but if we don't have the money, if we don't have the money, if we don't have the method, if we don't have the HR, if we don't have the material, we cannot do for the organization. But the main thing is that human resources help in structuring teams. It builds the organization culture. It helps people with the engagement and the development. So the human resources, the main part, those who are working for the organization, they are helps in creating the structure for the team building, for the what are the healthy culture of the organization, and they also have the people with the engagement also. Okay, so the human resource management creates a lots of difference in enhancing the productivity of the employee. As we know that if we have the uh, effective human resources management with the lots of the skills, power, knowledge, so they are also create a lots of the enhancing. They are lots of the productivity of the employees. So that's why we have the human resource management as a paper. So what are the reasons behind it? So first thing is that improve in employee turnover. What are the reason behind that? Today we can see the turnover is increasing. So the reason is that high employee turnover hurts the company bottom line. Okay, so as we know, we have the three levels: the top management, middle management, and the lower level. So it also hurt the company's bottom line because if we if the effective employee left the organization, so organization cannot do the effectively productivity. It costs twice as much as a current employee's salary to find and train a new recruit. So if suppose if the current employee turn over the organization, turn over the company, so it is a very difficult for us to find out. We can easily find out. We can easily hire the employee for the organization. But the thing is that it take too much time. It take cost twice. Okay, as much as the current employee, those who are already working for the organization on the current employee salary to find, because new employee require a training. Okay, so that's why it take cost twice basically. It is important that you outline the right compensation and the benefits too. So how can we decrease, how can we help the employees, how can we satisfy at the right time? We have to provide the compensation and the benefit also for the organization. Human resource professional also need to pay attention on the employee personal needs, like if the employee, suppose if the employee is require the an additional facility, so the organization will take care about that. You will need to discuss clear career path to, as an employee would like to know how they can grow within the company. So the development of the organization is totally depend on the employees of the organization, those who are working for their uh, particular goals in the company. Human resource professionals usually only see employees when there are problems, but to reduce employee turnover. So the all the main thing the employee has to work for that, so they can reduce the employee turnover. They will regularly visit a staff member, so they will check care about that and inquire if they are okay and happy. If they find anyone that is not okay or happy with the organization culture, with the organization rules, policies, so we can motivate them. But turnover is not a solution of that. Okay, so next is the conflict resolution. As we know, at the workplace, where lots of the people working together, so conflict may be. It's a common thing for every organization, for every company. So the workplace conflict is somewhat inevitable, as employees have different personalities, lifestyle, and the work ethic. Because everybody, like suppose if in a one organization, is 100 people are working in that organization, so every people has a different mind, has a different thought, a different culture, and different way of working, different lifestyle also. Okay, so the conflict may be there. While doing the human resource management course, you will be taught how to handle conflict in the workplace and how to resolve it. So this is the another, we can say, the part of the HR. The HR department, the HR management is responsible to solve that conflict at the workplace and resolve it happily. You will also be taught how to handle the situation as professionally as possible. So it's not like if there is a misunderstanding, there is a conflict between the middle level and the low level. So we can professionally solve out all the situation. We can handle that situation. So in which we read about it also. It doesn't matter whether the conflict arises between the employee, between the employees of the organization, or the someone in the management. You should be able to assess both the party equally and not choose the sides. That means you cannot create the bias. Bias is like, suppose if I like, if suppose I like the one party, so there are two parties, party A and the party B, and there is a conflict between both the parties. So suppose if I take the favor of the A, so this is not the right way of solve that conflict. So you cannot choose the side basically. Okay, employee satisfaction, this is the, we know, very like we can say this is the very essential part of the organization. So the human resource specialists are usually charged with the responsibility of the determining employee satisfaction. As a human resource management student, you will learn how to set up survey, focus groups, and interview strategy to help you determine whether employees are content or not. So, how can we find out? How can we analyze those employees who are working for achieving the goals of the organization? They are happy or not, basically. So we can find out through the survey, through the focus group, through the interview strategy, that we can easily determine that means the employees are happy with the organization or not, they are satisfied or not. Human resource professionals determine what are the underlying causes for the employee dissatisfaction. So firstly, you should know, you should take care about that, you should talk to that employee ki why, what are the reason of the dissatisfaction basically, and they address those issues and the motivate staff member with the creative solution. So the HR management is responsible to create a solution and how to motivate particular staff member, and how can we provide the opportunity, and how can we provide a satisfaction to the particular employee basically. They try to find out what exactly these problems are that employees are facing, look for ways to assist them where needed basically. So in which we can say the employee satisfaction is very necessary, because every organization treat their employee as a valuable asset, not as a tools basically. Okay, so the HR department should know, should focus on that, what are the reasons, what are the issues, what are the issues facing by the particular employee, and how can we assist them in a better way. Okay, so we can easily satisfy the employee, so we can reduce the turnover also. Next, we have the improve employee performance. So the employee performance is depend on the organization. Human resources team develop performance management system. We know human resources team, those who are working for the organization, they are responsible for the performance management system also. If a company doesn't have as a human resource professional, candidate can easily get a job without having the necessary skills and expertise for the position basically. So as we know, for doing a particular job, we require the degree, we require the some education, we require the some skills, and for this reason, human resources is needed in every workplace. With the line manager, you will have to give employee performance review on an annual basis for improving the performance of the employee. So the higher authorities or the supervisor or maybe your senior can give the review about your performance on an annual basis. So be open about their accomplishment and things you think they could have done better. So if we criticize them, if we you cannot criticize them, but you can tell about them about their accomplishment. We can tell them about the better way, not like we are demotivating them. Okay, so this is the criteria, this is the way we can improve the employee performance basically. Next we have the meaning of the HR. Okay, so now we read about the HRM. So HR, from where the HRM came? HR, HRM meant with the HR plus M. So the full form of the HRM, HR is human resources, and the M is stand for the management. What is the human resources? See, we have the 5M. 5M is like money, material, matter, main part, and the machine. If we have machine, if we have the material, if we have the money, if we have the material, but we don't have the main part, that means the human resources. So the other rest of the matter cannot do perform for the organization, cannot achieve the objective for the organization basically. Okay, so the management as we know, it is a about the management. They are doing a planning, organizing, directing, controlling for achieving a particular goal. Okay, so the human resource management. So we see about the definition of the HRM. According to Admin Weekly Code, human resource management is the planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of the procurement, development, compensation, integration, maintenance of the human resources to the end that individual organizational and organizational objectives are accomplished. That means the human resource management is responsible for the overall planning about the organization, organizing them, directing them, controlling, so they can procure. Procurement is like hiring the right people at the right place at the right time, so they can develop them. These are the, we can say, the content and the topic which we will read in the further lecture about the like what is the procurement, what is the development, what is the part of the compensation, what is the integration and the maintenance basically of the human resources to end that individual. That means these all are the function that should be the part of the human resource management, that should be the part of the main part, that is perform particular activities by the human resources for achieving the goals of the organization. Characteristics, that means you can say the features of the human resource management. First, we have the people oriented. As we know, HR function is concerned with the management of the human resources of an organization. So the orientation between the people, what people is like, you can say those who are working together at the same place for the same goal. So the orientation between, like, it's not like the top level is a different, the middle level is different. there should be the orientation between the all the level of the organization. Comprehensive function. Personal management is concerned with managing people at work. So comprehensive, we can say we can find the HR in every organization. There should be concern with the management, how to manage the people at a workplace. Because it is a very difficult thing, because we know in an organization there are so many departments, there are so many employees are working together. So it is a very difficult thing how to manage them. So HR is responsible. HRM is a totally we can say the responsible for managing the people at work basically. Human objective. The main objective of the HRM is to help employees to develop their potentialities and the capacities. So we know every in an organization goal is different, but the we can say the human objective is different. So HRM is also help the employees for developing their potentiality, their capacities, their skills, about their knowledge, how they are capable for doing a particular responsibility for a particular task. Next, we have the individual and the group oriented. It provides for employee satisfaction and growth as well as group goals. So we can say like it provides for employee satisfaction and the growth. Like we in an organization, people are oriented, maybe the individually or maybe the group. So the satisfaction is required. The HRM provide the satisfaction at the individual level and the in a group level also. So it also growth of the individually as well as you can say the group goals also. Development oriented. It is concerned with the developing potential of the person. HRM is the concern with the developing potential of the person, like through the training, through the education, through their skills, knowledge, they can develop them. Challenging function. People have sentiments and emotion, needs and the feeling, because HRM is a challenging function. So everyone has some sentiments, emotion, needs, feeling. So it is a very uh, difficult or we can say a challenging function, like because no one can treat the employee. That means we are talking about the organization. Any organization cannot treat employee as a tools, because if they want a effective outcome from the employee, so they need to treat their employee as a valuable assets. This is the challenging function. Next, we have the continuous process. What is a continuous? Continuous means it is a never ending process. Never ending is like we can say HRM is not like it is a practice of a 1 hour in a day or 1 day in a week. It is a never ending process. It is a continuous process. Science. Next, we have the science as well as art. What is a science? Science is like HRM is a science of human engineering. Okay, so we have the basic concept and the theory about that. We are reading about it. That means this is the science theoretical knowledge about the human resource management paper. It is an art because it involves skills to deal with the people. Like suppose I am teaching this subject to the student. That means they are uh, having the knowledge about the conceptual or the theoretical. Okay, but in a future, suppose they have the specialization as a HR or they are performing a job in any HR department. So that means they are showing their skills to deal with the people. So this is the science. We can say the HRM is a science as well as the art also. So next we read about the objectives of the HRM. Why we are reading this this HRM? So basically, the first one is the procurement of the personnel. The first objective is to obtain capable people who can produce, who can sell, who can distribute the products basically. So, procurement. What is the meaning of the procurement? Procurement is like the hiring the right people at the right time at the right place basically. That means the person who are capable for it. We can hire those who can involve in all the activities of the department, who can produce, who can sell, who can distribute the products. Next, we have the effective utilization of the HR. In order to achieve organization purposes, personnel management utilize employees' efforts, talents, skills effectively. So we can say it is the art that done the work through other people, because every organization want effective utilization of their main part. It's showing the skills, their effort, their outcome. Okay, next, we have the to build desirable working relation. This is a very necessary thing in any organization between the working, maintain the relationship between the employee and the employer is very necessary. It aims to establish and maintain productive, self-respecting and satisfying working relationship among all the members of the organization. Because it's not like I am maintaining the relationship with my boss only. I need to maintain the relationship at my workplace with all the members of the organization. Maximum individual development. Human resource management provide opportunities for the advancement to employee through the training, job, education. The main part, that means the human resources, those who are working in the organization, for them, their HRM provides opportunity, like they are providing the training, they're providing the education about their job, about their work. So so the organization can train their employees so they can development. Next, we have to satisfy individual needs and the group goals. So how can we identify what are the needs, what are the goals of the particular employee for the group goals, so we can satisfy them? Firstly, we have to identify, HRM need to identify about them. So if any employee require the any facility, so they can provide them. Development of the teamwork. Teamwork is like provide the spirit about their work basically. So how can they develop their team member towards the work who are achieving the organization? Next, we have the raising morale of the employees. This is a very main thing. So firstly, you should know that your employee, your main part is happy with that organization, is happy with the culture. If not, so you are responsible to creating a healthy environment, healthy culture for that. So it automatically increase the morale of the employee basically. Maintaining good relationship between the employees and the employer. So this is the very main thing. It's not like I am your boss, so I you need to maintain the relationship. This is not like that. Or it's not like we need to maintain the good relationship between the employees and the employer for our personal goods. It's because we are working in the same organization, so we should see about we should think about the organization, we should think about the organization goal, because we all are working for the same goals. Next, we have the scope of the HRM. The scope of HRM has become very vast. Today, we can see some specifically the activities included are as follows. So, firstly, we read about the training and the development, identifying, assessing, and through planned learning, helping develop the key competency which enable individual to perform current or future jobs. Like why we need, why the training and development is required, because HRM is a very we can say provide the opportunity for their employees for performing the current or the future job. Like suppose if we hire the new employee, so they require the training. Okay, so the after training, they require the developments through the, like we can time to time we can appraise their performance through the, like that also increase their potentiality, their capacity for performing the current and the future job. So next we have the organization and the development for assuring healthy inter and intra-unit relationship and helping groups initiate and manage. In the organization, it's not like if I am working in the particular department, so I have to maintain only in my maintain the relationship only in the my department. It's not like that. We all are family in the particular organization, because whether we are working in the different department, whether we are working for the different goals, whether we are working for you can say like for the some personal goals or for the group goals or whatever, but we have to maintain the healthy inter and intra relationship with each and everyone, those who are working for that particular, because it manages change in the organization also. Organization and the job design. Job design is like defining how task authority and system will be organized and integrated across organization unit and individual job. Job design is like, if suppose uh, is like how task authority give to individual in the group, what are the system will be organizing, what are the rules and particular responsibility for performing that task, and what are the criteria, that is the job design. Human resource planning, HRP, determining in the further we in a further we read about the human resource planning in a detail, but here we discuss about some concept about the human resource planning. Determining the organization major human resources needs strategies, like in the main thing in the organization about the planning about the human resources, that means the main part. So we can plan through the some demand and the supply. Okay, so human resource planning is not like if once in a week we did or one day in a week we did. It's not like that, because people come and go in the organization. So what should be the strategies required for performing that particular planning, that should be performed. Selection and the staffing. Selection is like the matching people and career needs and capabilities with the jobs and the career plans about that. Selection is like we need to hire the that we need to hire that people that can fit for that particular job. What are their career needs? They should be capable for doing a particular job for their career plan also. Personal research and the information system. So the personal research and the information system is you can collect by their previous job, by their 360-degree feedback. You can say we can collect their information. Next, we have the functions of the HRM. We have lots of the functions in the HRM. HRM perform management. Management perform a number of functions for the achievement of above objectives. These functions may broadly be classified into three categories. We will read about the managerial functions. That means the getting the work done with through other people is the essence of being a manager. This is the art of the management. If we are doing the work, we are getting the work to the other people. That is the part of the management. That is the managerial function. So in the managerial function, we read about the planning. So as we know, for start any work, we require the planning. Planning is the process of deciding the goals and formulating the policies and programs to achieve the goals basically. So we have to do plan. Plan, we know that there are two types of the goal: short-term goal and the long-term goal. Short-term goal is for the 1 year and the long-term goal for the you can say the 5 year or more than it. Okay, so firstly we have to plan for that. We have to planning. We have to decide the goal. After then, on the basis of goal, we can formulating the policy, we can achieve the particular goals basically. Organizing. In order to implement the plans, an organization is means to end. After formulating the policy, we have to organizing to whom we have to assign that work, assign that task. So that is a responsibility. Directing. Directing, you can say the heart of the management process because we have to motivate, we have to provide the leading them, we have to supervising the people. That is known as the directing. Controlling. It is concerned with checking, verifying, and regulating, ensure that everything occurs in conformity with the plans basically. So, like controlling is necessary because we have to verify, we have to check the employees who are working for the organization, they are doing good or they are doing bad. If is there any correction, is there any like mistake we find, so we can correct them. Okay, because we have to measure the actual result with the expected result. Next we have the advisory or the consultative function. This is the advisory and the consultative functions. HR manager also perform a staff role. To it is to advise and counsel to management in the initiating and the recommend changes. So we read further, we read about it. First, we have the office. That means HR manager also perform as a staff role. It can also advise the employee. It can also counseling the employee for if any changes is required, if any recommendation for any changes in a management. Like we can manage all the things. Like if any employee has the conflict, so HR is responsible for that, resolve that conflict to the professionalism. Operative functions. Every organization has a HR function, whether or not a specific HR has been so appointed. Operative. So, firstly, we have the procurement vacancies. That means the first operative function of personnel management is concerned with the securing and employing the right kind and proper number of people required to accomplish organization. So procurement vacancy, that means the vacant, the place is available for hiring the new person. But it's not like if the 10 employee give the interview, we hire the 10 in the organization. We have to find out their skills, their knowledge, their KSA basically. KSA is a stand for the knowledge, skills, and the attribute. So we can hire the right kind of the person at the right place at the in the right organization. Anticipating vacancies. It is the process of estimating the present and the future manpower requirements. That means we have to identify what is the present requirement, what is the future manpower requirement. So according to that, we can find out through the demand and supply of the organization. Organization planning. It is the process of analyzing organizational structure and the changes to be made. If any changes is required, if any correction is required, that should be recommended by them. So this is the process of we can identify through the organizational structure. Job analysis. It is the process of describing the nature of a job, that is specifying the human resource requirement such as skills, experience that should be needed to perform it basically. That means we can easily analysis the job, that should be that describe the job description and the job specification, in which particularly in the job description that is identified by the what are the their salary, their designation, and in the specification for which type of skills and experience is required for performing a particular job. Next, we have the recruitment. What is the recruitment? Recruitment is basically it is a process of seeking and attracting qualified and competent person. If we have any vacant place, so we can we also organization is forwarding for seeking the and attracting the qualified and the competent person, those who can perform that, those who can work for achieving the organization goal. Selection, it is also the process of developing selection policies and processes, evaluating potential employees in terms of specification. So through after the interview, this is the process of after the interview, what are the policies and the procedure. According to them, we can identify the potential employee with their knowledge, skills, and the attribute, and on the basis of them, we can select it. But that employee should be matched for particular fit for, and you can see the suitable for particular job. Induction, to enable new recruitment to perform their duties effectively, they are initiated in the organization and on the job. Induction is like if we recruit the someone, so they should know what are their duty, what are their roles, what are the culture of the organization, what are the rules and policies of the organization under which he or she will do the performance. Transfer is the movement of an employee from one job to another job. So when the one employee is transferred from one place to another place with the same designation, with the same responsibility, with the same branch, in the same branch, that is known as the transfer. What is the promotion? It is the advancement of an employee to get a better and a higher job. Transfer and the promotion is different. How? Transfer is like we are transferring the one employee from one place to another place with the same designation, with the same responsibility, with the same salary. But if you are talking about the